Okay, one last thing I forgot to mention, because I had to go all the way back. I finished the whole video, got to come back to this. I felt like this is so important. So one more thing. I think it's so important. This is one of the most important things you can do, is just understanding the idea of collect all and save. Always collect all and save. Every session, every time you do anything, collect all and save. Just build up the habit, even if you don't need to do it. Collect all and save. What it's doing is grabbing all of the samples that are outside of the project and bringing them into the project. So, for example, if you have, let's say you're collaborating with someone and they bring a flash drive, they have some great samples on it. They plug the flash drive in, you guys make a whole beat, you save it, you share it with your friend, he unplugs the flash drive, and then you try to work on that project later, and suddenly all these files are missing. It says, file cannot be found. What's going on? It's because you didn't collect all and save. It's looking for the files in their original locations, which is on the flash drive, or maybe in your downloads folder. Let's say you download a bunch of YouTube beats or tracks and you have it in your downloads folder, and then eventually you clean out your downloads folder. Things are going to be missing. You need to constantly be collecting all and save. Okay, so if I go in and I see, so I see, this is the tie track. I see all of these stems here. Okay, I originally started off with a YouTube beat. Okay, and eventually afterwards we bought all of the stems for it. So if I go in here, let me see. I'm gonna rename that stems. I'm gonna just drag all of these tracks out into the stems folder. So when you do collect on save, it goes into the project folder. So the project folder is called tie, never switch. It's all of my Ableton project info, backup, icon, whatever, presets, samples, and then all of the names of the tracks. So these are all the versions. Like I said, versions are very important to save versions. Samples. So it's going to be imported and recorded. Recorded is all the stuff that you recorded there. So sometimes I'll be more specific. Sean Smith, C414 XLS. That's the mic that I used. Ad-libs, verse. These are all the recorded tracks. Imported is all the stuff that you brought in when you collect all and save. So if I brought in a YouTube MP3, I brought that in, collect all and save, boom, it shows up there. All right. Now, if I go back, open this project again, I'm not going to save it. If I open this up, now all these files are going to be missing. All the times will show up, all of the edits and the cuts and the effects will still be on there, but sample offline. Oh no, where did all these samples go? Okay, so if you ever see this and you know where your files are and you forgot to collect on save, but you know where they are, down at the bottom, click this. All right. You can always do an automatic search, but if you know specifically where they are, set folder. I know they're on the desktop as stems, or you can select a separate drive. If it's on a flash drive or something, click that. Click where you just click the flash drive or click the folder that the stems are in. I'm going to click stems. I'm going to click open. Automatic search. Boom, 13 candidates found. It immediately started bringing them all in. Again, just because you do this doesn't mean it's now saved to the project folder. You still have to collect all and save. That is going to copy all of them from that location into the new folder. So if I go to my desktop, it's still there. That stems folder that I brought them to is still all there. All right, I'm going to delete that now because I don't need it anymore. But then it recopied all of these projects over, all these audio files over. You can just kind of do an automatic search, like if it's like a sample, if it's a quick sample that you know you have on your computer already and you don't necessarily know what it is. Ableton's usually pretty quick about finding some of those samples or finding easy replacements, or at least if you name stuff properly. So if you lost a kick sample, but you know what the kick kind of sounded like, and you know what kicks you have, you can easily just, if it's named kick and it's clearly laid out, even if the sample isn't called kick, if you notice, okay, it's in my kick track, you can just replace it with another kick. It's usually pretty easy. If it's an individual sample, not necessarily like a track stem like this. So again, I cannot stress this enough. All of the interns who are watching this, collect all and save all the time.